Hello to all my followers. Um, this is a very important video, especially to the women who have just recently started vaginal steaming and you want to see how it will heal and affect your body. Okay, so this video might be a little longer than 5 minutes, but I'm asking that you stay with me because in this video, I will provide some vital information on how to properly care for yourself after you vaginal steam. Okay, the process of vaginal steaming is a steam mixed with herbs touching your vagina, okay? When the herbs hit the steam, the oils from the herbs penetrate into the steam and then they go into your vagina. Your vagina is the most absorbent tissue of your body. So that's what makes vaginal steaming so effective, because once the steam mixed with the herbs touches your vagina and the tissues, your vulva area and the tissues, what happens is they go straight and directly into your bloodstream. Vaginal steaming is a detox, and it's not just something that women use to boost their libido. Or maybe to regulate their cycles. Yes, vaginal steaming will regulate your cycles, but most importantly, what a vaginal steam is, it is a detox. So once you have vaginal steam for the first time, many women will experience discharge. This discharge is not abnormal, but what that discharge is your womb cleansing and detoxing mucus and things that are on it. So this discharge is not normal nectar that would come from just regular discharge. It's not that. This discharge is sometimes it has bacteria in it that can actually cause infections. So vaginal steaming does not cause the yeast infection, but a lot of women who actually have yeast infections are experience discharge that I'm telling you about now will get yeast infections and bacterial vaginosis because of what is coming out of them. What is coming out of you is needs to be on a panty liner. So if you're vaginal steaming for the first time, I recommend that you use a panty liner in the days following your vaginal steam. That panty liner will be really good for you, and as well as you will need to change it often because you don't want to sit with the discharge inside of your panties or on a panty liner for a long time, because once again, this discharge is not the normal nectar that comes out. Your body has just went through a detox and your body is cleansing and releasing some bacteria and things in it that it no longer needs and that no longer serves you. So you definitely want to use a sanitary napkin and replace it as often as you can. The next thing that you want to do is use the proper feminine wash after you have done your vaginal steam. Vaginal steaming regulates your pH. So if you're vaginal steaming and your pH is regulated, when you go back to use your regular soap, what happens is the soap will throw your pH back off. So the purpose of vaginal steaming for some women is to balance their pH. So you want to use a feminine wash that is pH formulated, like the one that I offer my clients, Sweet Lavender. Sweet Lavender is pH tested and formulated for the woman's body. So once you've vaginal steamed and your pH levels are regulated, they will stay regulated with the proper feminine wash. When you're vaginal steaming and you're just using water, especially for your first vaginal steam, you definitely want to use the proper feminine wash because you will need a little bit more than water to actually cleanse what is coming out of you. Some women who vaginal steam for the first time will experience odor. Odors are just because your body is detoxing and releasing some old buildup that has been on your uterus. Okay, and not all buildup is blood. Some buildup is that mucus that is coming out when you wipe after your vaginal steam. So remember that vaginal steaming is a detox. And just like any other detox, you want to take extra precautions and just really be aware that your body is detoxing and cleansing, and take the proper steps, especially once if you're experiencing the discharge, to cleanse. After a couple of months of vaginal steaming, really after the first time of vaginal steaming, this almost rarely happens if you're consistent with steaming. So continue your vaginal steaming, but always remember that vaginal steaming is a detox and you're cleansing your body out. So you never want to sit with that, mucus, that is that discharge. You never want to sit with that in your panties or your panty liner. You want to be aware that that is going to happen to you. And you also want to be aware that when you vaginal steam, you're regulating your pH levels. So you definitely want to use the proper feminine wash so that your pH maintains, as well as your vaginal canals and your vagina keeps a nice fresh odor and a nice fresh feel. I have had women who have said they've experienced yeast infections after vaginal steaming. And I want to say that the vaginal steaming is just like when you steam your face. If you steam your face or go into the steam room, the steam brings down the mucus. And that's exactly what can happen with vaginal steaming if you already have an existing yeast infection or bacterial vaginosis. But oftentimes, some people don't already have that existing, sometimes they don't have the yeast infection. And once again, it's just that discharge that comes out after your steams that can also cause the yeast infection and irritation. So you definitely want to make sure that you're using sweet lavender. I even tell my clients, if you see discharge, go ahead and use some of this foaming sweet lavender. After you've used the restroom and wipe, you can go back and wipe again with the sweet lavender. Because it's plant-based, it doesn't necessarily have to be rinsed out. So please feel free to contact me if you have any questions about vaginal steaming or about what you're experiencing. Following your vaginal steam, you will also experience some women, this is not all women, some women experience a heavier cycle for the first 1 to 2 days of their cycle. This is because your body has just detoxed and everything that was on your uterus is coming out, and your uterus is literally cleansing and detoxing all the old buildup that's on your uterus. So do not be concerned if your cycle is a little heavier or if you experience a little more cramps. Once again, this is just something that you'll experience around your first vaginal steam, and it will not be something that happens often. Vaginal steaming is a detox. It is a cleanse. So keep that in mind always. Have a great day.